I decided to bring this video to you because of I had a couple of students, one in particular, that needed a good dry fire session, practice session for something to do at home. So either you can work with me on this video, or you can utilize the tools that I'm going to utilize to make your dry fire session a little bit better. Not only are we going to do some dry fire sessions here, but I'm going to really get deep into it of how you actually need to align your sights to get a guaranteed perfected shot. Alright? Of course, there are different ways to shoot a gun and get good hits on a target, but there's only one way to do it right. Alright? To guarantee your shots exactly where you want to place them. Now, as you can see, in my hand, I have my pack timer, which I'm going to be using, my iPhone, which I'm going to show you guys some sight alignment, proper sight alignment, and I'm also going to use this because it's going to show you how your target needs to be blurry and your sights need to be clear. I'm also going to show you how to utilize a shot timer on your device, whether it be Android or iPhone. I have iPhone. Next thing, I'm going to use two ST trainers, which are basically training rounds or dummy rounds. Alright, about a 2x3, 2x2.5 post-it note as my point of aim. And as you can see here, something that you guys can use on my wall, which is a 9-inch plate that you can buy from any local whatever store that you choose. So first thing first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the setup. If you were using a plate as your point of reference for your aim, you put a plate on the wall and you just use a little bit of tape to just stick it to the wall. What I'm going to do is, since my shooting skills are a little bit more progressed, I'm going to utilize the 2x3-inch sticky note. So I'm just going to take that sticky note and I'll put it dead center of my plate. Now, before you guys get started, listen to me very carefully. Do not cheat yourself, alright? You're doing yourself no justice by cheating yourself. First thing first, how do you dress for most of the day that you wear your firearm? Alright, how do you dress? This is exactly how I went out the house today. This is exactly how I wore my gun. That's exactly how I'm going to practice this dry fire. Okay? I want my target to be small because, like I said, I want to challenge myself. I want you guys not to cheat yourself, so stay on the 9-inch target. Okay? It's good for you. And you can do it at any distance you want. Obviously, I have to do it up close for the camera, but I'm going to show you how it works nevertheless. Now, let's talk about what we need to set up. If I was to get on my iPhone, the first thing I'm going to do is obviously download the shot timer. Just go to your app store and search shot timer. They're going to have some shot timers on there that'll be good or bad for you, you know, whatever. What we're going to do on here, just to start off, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like to do a 2-second shot time. Alright? Got a part time set at 2 seconds. I'm going to hit the start button. That's 2 seconds. Within that 2 seconds, I want to be drawing my firearm, setting my trigger, and hitting the trigger all at the same time. I'm going to turn to the side. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. But first, let's talk about a few more things. First, for all my YouTube subscribers and everybody watching this video, for the first 5 people that post comment below, is going to receive 2 of these safety trainers absolutely free. I'm going to mail them to your house so you can practice with this video and you can practice on your own at home. Okay? First 5 to actually post a physical comment below, because that's going to let everybody know who the 5 people are. Okay? As soon as you post a comment below, post your address in my inbox to YouTube, and I'm going to send these out to you for free. Alright? Let's go ahead and set everything up for safety. What we're going to do is take our firearm out, point it in a safe direction. First thing I want you to do is lock your slide to the rear and physically inspect your bullet falling out. Okay? Once that bullet falls out, I want you to physically remove your magazine, put it in a safe place. Physically inspect your gun, rack it, safe direction, dry fire. Rack it again to reset your trigger. Alright, we're going to move on. Now, let's talk about a few things really quick on what is involved in the proper setting up of this dry fire. Okay? So a few things that go into the fundamentals of getting a proper dry fire practice. Number one, I need to learn how to reveal my clothing off of my gun. So there's plenty of other videos and some of my other videos that you can check out to learn how to do that. We're not going to run long-winded on that. But you need to reveal the gun. Once you have revealed the gun, come up to your shooting position, which however you do it, whatever works best for you. I do in a 4-count draw stroke. 1 is gripping the gun from the holster. 2 is coming up for a close quarter shooting position. 3 is me aligning my eyeballs with what I want to shoot. And 4, I'm coming up to take the shot. Okay? Now, to get a proper, fast trigger squeeze or press going out to the target I intend to shoot, there's a few things I have to do. Okay? Number one, when I break leather or break holster and I camp my gun to the fight, okay, the first thing I'm doing is I'm throwing my finger on that trigger. Alright? Because I've already made a decision that I'm going to shoot what is in front of me. Alright? Because of whatever reason. Now, for me, it's going to be a legal justified shoot situation before I ever even pull my gun out of the holster. Okay? My gun will not be in my hand unless I have a legal shoot situation in front of me. If I don't, we don't even talk about that because I'll never even have my gun in my hand. Alright? So, from holster, which is 1, come up 2, my finger goes to my trigger. And I immediately start to form my proper grip, which is my support hand with an aggressive thumb forward grip. As I'm pressing out, I'm pulling my trigger to the rear. I press my gun to my eyeball and not my head to my gun. I don't drop my head down and make my gun, make my head go to my gun. I make sure my gun goes to my head. Press out, set the trigger to the rear. As you press out, sights in front of your eyeball, and squeeze. By the time you go to a full extension, you should be hitting your trigger. Okay? Here's another thing. We don't squeeze off here and then rack out here. What I want you to do is squeeze the shot off. Okay? Finger on the trigger. Now relax the finger off the trigger. Come back, relax, and then reset the trigger. Okay? Now, if you're shooting with a revolver, obviously you have several shots. If you're shooting with a double action gun where you can continue to squeeze the trigger, you have a little bit different. You can stay out there and continue to fire as many shots as you like. But make it realistic. 2 shots, 3 shots, 1 shot. Okay? Once we have that down pat, we're going to press out and pull rear our trigger as we go on to the intended target. And by the time my sights are aligned on the target, I should be able to hit trigger. Okay? A lot of people have problems, and this is what dry fire practice is for, of when they extend the gun fully and they wait to put their trigger finger inside the trigger well. Alright? We turn around. They'll do this right here. They'll go to full extension. They will get a proper, perfect sight alignment, but they'll wait to hit the last minute, which causes that downward effect on my firearm. Alright? So I want to be pressing, pushing outward with the gun, pulling rear with the trigger, and when I get out to a point where my sights are aligned with my eyeball, boom, I'm hitting it. Now, another thing you can practice is once you get that full extension and you get that shot broke, okay, keep your finger on the trigger, bring it back to the number 3 or number 2 position. With our finger on the trigger, we can practice trigger reset. Hold that trigger down, run a slide with the trigger still depressed to the rear, and only let it out till you hear the click. You need to stop your finger at that point. Okay? Keep full contact with your trigger and press back out and take the next shot. Okay? Again, hold the trigger down, rack the slide, only let the trigger finger come back out until you feel it click or hear it click. Okay? In a gunfight, you're not gonna hear it, you're gonna feel it. So practice on just feeling it. Press back out, take the shot. Alright, we got that part. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move forward and talk about moving with time. I'm going to use my pack timer and I'm going to set it for the par time. Now, again, if you guys don't have money for a pack timer, utilize what you have, which is your phone. Alright, everybody has a phone. If you're watching this through some sorts of internet, 9 times out of 10 you have a phone. Maybe you don't, but if you do, download the shot timer. Make it resourceful. Alright, what we're going to do, and this is what it's going to sound like. Okay, what happens is the timer gives me a delay. I don't know what that delay may be every time, and then it shoots. On my phone, I got it set for no delay, so as soon as I hit it, it's going to go. The good thing about the delay is that I have time to sit my phone down, or I can put it on the table in front of me, and I can get back set like I'm ready to go into a fight. So what we're going to do here is I want to practice a little bit, and then I'm going to get to the point of showing you guys how to properly come out, line them sights, and hit it. But here I go. You're going to watch me do, I'm going to do about 5 shot drill, 1 shot at a time, back to the holster. Alright, this is something I would do as one of my first drills on my actual, in the actual class of mine. Alright, so here we go.